Look at a clock. 1 second. That is how long it just took you to read this. To you, that second was a single smooth moment. Quick, almost nothing. But that same second is not the same for everything alive. For some animals, it is a long, slow stretch of time. For others, it is gone before it begins. Most people assume time is fixed. 1 second is 1 second. For a human, a fly, a tortoise, an elephant, a steady river that carries every living thing along at the same speed. That is not what happens. The real answer is far stranger. Time, as you feel it, is not out there in the world. It is built inside you, and almost every animal builds it differently. Start with a question that sounds simple. How fast does the world update? Your eyes do not see continuously. They sample. Light comes in, and your brain stitches those samples into the smooth motion you think you are watching. The speed of that stitching has a name. Scientists call it the critical flicker fusion rate, the point where a flashing light stops flickering and blurs into a steady glow. For you, that point is around 60 flashes a second. Above that, a flickering bulb just looks on. But that number is not universal. In 2013, a team led by Healy at Trinity College Dublin measured it across more than 30 animals and published what they found in the journal Animal Behaviour. The pattern was clear. The smaller and faster an animal's body, the faster it samples the world. A dog sees the world refresh faster than you do. Old televisions that looked steady to us flickered visibly to them. A pigeon is faster still. And some flies sample light at more than 250 times a second, more than 4 times your rate. Think about what that means. To a fly, your hand does not come down fast. It comes down slowly. You are swinging through honey. By the time your palm arrives, the fly has had what feels, to it, like plenty of time to leave. It is not faster than you because it is smart. It is faster because its world runs in slow motion. It lives more moments in 1 second than you ever will. Now turn it around. The bigger and slower the animal, the slower it samples. A leatherback turtle, huge and cold and unhurried, sees the world update far slower than you do. Where you see motion, it may see something closer to a held, frozen image. So a single second is not one length. It is short for the fly and long for the turtle. Each animal is fitted with its own clock, and the clock is set by the speed of its body, which raises an uncomfortable thought about your own clock, because yours has been changing your whole life. Think back to being a child. A single summer felt enormous. A school year went on forever. The drive to anywhere took an eternity. Now the years blur. Birthdays arrive faster. Whole months vanish with nothing to mark them. Almost everyone past 30 says the same thing. Time is speeding up. It is not. The clock on the wall has not changed. You have. There are 2 reasons, and scientists have argued about them for over a century. The first is proportion. When you are 5, 1 year is a 1/5 of everything you have ever lived. At 50, 1 year is a 50th. The same year is a far smaller slice of you, so it feels smaller. The second reason is stranger. Your sense of how much time has passed is built from how much you remember, and memory is built from what is new. The neuroscientist David Eagleman has spent years on this. When everything is new, as it is for a child, the brain records in dense, rich detail. And that density makes the time feel long when you look back on it. When life becomes routine, the same street, the same week, the brain almost stops writing it down. And a stretch of time you barely recorded feels, in memory, like it barely happened. Eagleman even dropped people from a tower in free fall to test whether fear truly slows time down. It does not. It only feels that way afterward, because terror burns the memory in so deeply that, looking back, it seems to have lasted far longer than it did. So the slow, endless time of childhood is not gone because the world sped up. It is gone because the world stopped being new, which means the animals with the shortest lives may not be as cheated as they look. A mayfly, as an adult, may live a single day. Some live only hours, long enough to find a mate, and nothing more. It is easy to pity that. 1 day of life. But the mayfly's world updates fast, and every second of that day is new. We do not get to know what a day is from the inside of a creature for whom a day is everything. It may not be a short life to the mayfly. It may be the only length there is. And at the other end swim the creatures that seem to have almost too much time. In the cold dark of the North Atlantic lives the Greenland shark. In 2016, researchers led by Julius Nielsen dated them in the journal Science, and the numbers were hard to believe. These sharks can live around 400 years. Some of them swimming today were alive before the telescope, before the first piano. They drift through the deep at a walking pace, in water near freezing, their hearts beating slowly, in no hurry at all, because they have centuries, a tortoise, a bowhead whale, a deep, cold fish, slow body, slow clock, long life. The mayfly and the Greenland shark are not living the same kind of time at different speeds. They may barely be living the same thing at all. So come back to your 1 second. It felt like a single smooth moment, but to the fly, it was a long, open stretch, with room to move. To the turtle, barely a flicker. To the child you used to be, it was richer and slower than it is for you now. And to the you of 30 years from now, it will be quicker still. Time is not the steady river you were promised. There is no single clock that everything runs on. Each living thing is handed its own, set by the size of its body, the speed of its blood, and how much of the world still feels new. You will spend your whole life inside your own clock, certain that it is the real one. So will the fly. So will the shark. And not one of them, as always, will ever know what a second felt like to you.